We continue our 2021 season recaps with quite possibly the greatest of all time, the greatest 3-9 team in the history of this sport, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Coming into this season, I thought they were around a bowl team. I thought they were around 6-6, 7-5. I thought they had the talent, and I thought this was, and Scott Frost said it at media days, this is the team that gelled together the most. This was the team that was supposed to break through and finally get a winning record back to Lincoln, Nebraska, when in reality you have the worst record that they've had at Nebraska since, I believe, 1957. The 50s at some point, definitely. So, what went wrong? That's what everybody wants to know, and I'm sure that's what Scott Frost is thinking right now that his season is over. What went wrong and how do I fix it with these offensive coaching hires? What went wrong is special teams, right? They had a terrible, absolutely awful special teams. If they had an average special teams, they'd be going to a bowl game right now. They'd be 6-6, right? If they had any sort of special teams, they'd be in that position, and the results would have said, yes, this team has improved. There's some people maybe on the outside looking in that says, well, just how much has this team improved under Scott Frost? Scott Frost has put these kids in a better position to win. I don't think there's any doubt about that Scott Frost is a better coach and has done more with the program than Mike Riley did. Okay? But then when you look at it on game day and you look at the results, you're like, okay, well, he's done pretty good. But then on game day, the results haven't come. Why haven't they come? Special teams is not just a this year thing. This is something that has taken place over time. And I even looked at it during the season. Right, I made videos on Nebraska football during the season. Right, you have special teams issues early in the season. Right, the Oklahoma game missed a lot of kicks, even going further back than that, Illinois. I mean, it happened the whole year. And the coach's job is when there's issues, small issues. Early in the season, there was, penalties and offensive line play, and that lingered. It got better in some games, but it lingered throughout to the end of the season. It seems like the issues that they had in week 0 they had on Thanksgiving week. And that tells me that coaching isn't doing their job at seeing these mistakes and correcting these mistakes. That's how I view this season for Nebraska. I see a lot of the same stuff, right? There's no question that their talent and their talent alone can get them in games with the Big Ten's best teams. That's what this season tells me. Okay, talent-wise, they're right there. No question about it. But now you go beyond the talent. You go above the talent, and that's coaching. That's coaching. Okay? Because you have these same issues week after week after week after week, and they don't get fixed, and they don't get better. So, I sit here, and I want to say that, yeah, Nebraska's going to turn it around with a weaker schedule in 2022, and they're going to go bowling next year. But they haven't. I have no proof to say that that's going to happen. But you look back to this season, and Scott Frost is going to hang on for another year. But you look at this season from week to week, and then you go to past seasons from week to week in those seasons, and they've had the same issues. So what makes you think that they're going to ultimately correct it? Right? You might go out and you hire a special teams coordinator, new offense. Scott Frost is going to go CEO role. I get that. But I have no proof to say, yeah, Nebraska is going to put it all together. That's the one thing that sticks out to me. They had issues all year long, and they didn't fix them from week to week. They had the same issues in week 0 that they do when we're all down in turkey and mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving. And that tells me that coaching isn't doing their job, and they're not pinpointing the mistakes, and they're not fixing them. And maybe they are looking at the mistakes and they're trying to fix them, but they're not executing. Okay, at the end of the day, the buck stops with the head coach. And if you're not improving in those areas, and if you're not fixing the little things, that's you. That's on you. So, getting more to the players, I think this was a good team. Adrian Martinez is a good, not a great quarterback, and he proved that at many times this year, not making throws in key situations. And once again, it was kind of a microcosm of the team. He got them close enough. He got them in the ballpark. But when it came time to get over the top, Adrian didn't make those throws. He didn't make those plays at the end of the season. Didn't make those plays. I remember the Wisconsin game. Samori Torres got an out route. to make that fourth down play a little bit closer. Short-armed it. That's just how I look at this Nebraska season. It seems there was microcosms of the season all over the place. They got in position to be there, but whether it was coaching or lack of execution or whatever it was, they were never able to get over the top. So that's how I view Nebraska football in 2021. Looking forward to the future in 2022, a lot of changes. They're going to have a lot of changes. And here's one thing I kind of want to finish off with is they need to go to the transfer portal. They have been absolutely decimated in the transfer portal since Scott Frost has been there. Lost a lot of guys, haven't brought a lot of guys in. Right, and we know that, Nebraska needs to go to the transfer portal to try to improve the football team. So you look at this team, they just finished 3-9. They fired most of their offensive staff. What's the hook? Right, if I'm we'll call it a college free agent, if I'm a guy that's in the transfer portal, why am I going to Nebraska? Why am I transferring there? If I'm a high-profile guy, why am I looking there? I don't know. Maybe it fits. I fit the system there, or maybe this, but it doesn't have a hook. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no hook to go to Lincoln. Okay? There might be a hook to go to a place like Purdue. There might be a hook to even go to somewhere like Illinois. Right? Illinois just beat Minnesota. They beat Penn State. Right? They beat good teams in Brett Bielema's first year. And Brett Bielema has a history, going back to his days at Wisconsin, at developing players and getting them to the next level. I don't know. I just don't see the hook right now for Nebraska. This is going to be a turbulent offseason, and I hope they get it together, and I hope they do what they want to do, but this might be an offseason where you might see even more guys leave. And how are you going to replace them if you haven't proven, one, on the field, and two, being able to get guys in the transfer portal? What do you guys think of this Nebraska season? Do you think they can turn it around in 2022? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. More season recaps coming. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe and ring the bell is the easiest way to do that. Follow on Twitter at Big Ten Ted. We'll see you in the next one.